views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio, harnessing our connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Are you looking for direction with your relationships, business, purpose, or simply life? Well, you're at the right place. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, gifted others, but mostly you. Get ready for a slice of life's journey, Eve's objective guidance, tarot, readings, and the momentum you need to move beyond whatever crossroad you're stuck at. Now here's your amazing host, Eve.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio, harnessing the power of the universe for happier living. My name is Eve, the MBA psychic from Elite Tarot. So happy to be here today. Benny, thank you so much for driving this stagecoach, and many thanks to one and all for tuning in. We've had some awesome guests recently, but today, it's just me. So I have my cards. I'm ready to do readings all hour for callers. If you've been struggling with a decision and just not sure what to do and would like additional guidance, clarity, and insight, or perhaps you're feeling disconnected from your purpose or finding love elusive and wondering what you can do within your own power to change the situation, we can look at it all through the lens of the tarot. If you're hesitant to get a tarot card reading for fear of the scary cards, fear not, as sometimes those scary-looking cards are the best cards. In fact, there are no bad cards in tarot, particularly as I only see tarot as a visual representation of the mind of the unconscious. Your unconscious is on your side, cheering you on, wanting you to be happy. So there is nothing scary that can possibly come up. Before I do any reading, I place a very clear boundary around the reading so that the cards that come up have one and one purpose only. They are there to provide guidance in addressing the question asked, but in a way where the person who's asking the question has tools that they can use to tap into their own strength to find and pursue an optimal path forward. You always have free will. Today, I'm doing a 3-card tarot card reading with the first card representing your current situation, second card representing something challenging or blocking you, and the third card representing advice. The phone lines are open. The number to call for a reading is 800-930-2819. That's 800-930-2819. As always, please wait at least 3 weeks between readings if you've had a reading from me already, just to honor the universal energy that has been put forth for your reading so the messages that come up don't become redundant and superfluous. That being said, I always love updates. I have a candle lit, which is my signal to open a session, and today I'll be using the Rider-Waite deck. So if you don't have a deck handy, you can look the cards up online, but I will also describe them. When you call, I'll be shuffling the deck while we chit-chat. Then I will cut the deck using my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand. I use that hand as the non-dominant hand accesses the unconscious. After that, I will fan the cards face down in front of me and using my non-dominant hand, run my hand along the backs of the cards until 3 cards just literally stick to my fingers and say to me, "Pick me, pick me." As always, I always like to start with a disclaimer that I am not a doctor, lawyer, therapist, or a realtor. And a tarot card reading should never be taken as a substitute for seeking guidance from a licensed professional. And finally, these are just cards. They have absolutely no power over you. I certainly have no power over you. You always have free will. It is as a visual representation of the little voice inside that we're just always overruling. It happens to all of us. I do it myself. We're saying in a reading, okay, little voice, tell me what you got to say. I may not follow it, but I want to hear an option. By the way, if you're tuning in for the first time, first of all, welcome to the show. Just a little bit about who I am and my approach. I'm an intuitive coach and professional tarot card reader who works with clients around the world in helping them tap into their own power to affect change for optimal success and happiness. It is my belief that we are all surrounded by energy. And what can happen is that with career, love, or finding your purpose of passion, we sometimes, even with the best of intent, find ourselves blocked, kind of stepping on our own energy with no movement forward. It feels like you're pushing against the wind, which can be taxing to the body, mind, and spirit, which can lead to frustration, stress, and the feeling of working twice as hard but only getting half as far. Through my work, I help clients with their own power move that energy to their back. So now they're only working half as hard but getting twice as far. By doing this, they're using energy effectively. I kind of liken myself to a vocal coach. It's not my role to tell you to sing opera, Broadway, pop, or country. I just want you with all your glorious voice to use your instrument effectively. I call myself the MBA psychic, as in addition to having an MBA, I look at a reading as an intuitive jigsaw puzzle where tools to affect change for optimal success and happiness are presented through the tapestry of the tarot card reading. I always say I'm kind of like a mainstream metaphysical midwife. It's not my baby. I didn't put the baby in there. I don't keep the baby once it's delivered. I don't decide whether the baby's a boy or a girl. My job is just there to solely as a support to help guide the person's own birth of insight, clarity, and guidance. One way that I do this is through the development of step-by-step recipes of processes people can choose to go through to do anything from releasing trauma or stress, finding a career of passion, embrace inner harmony and joy. My company, by the way, is Elite Tarot, which you can find at elitetarot.com or mainstreammetaPhysicsradio.com. It's ELITETAROT. I do sessions over phone and Skype worldwide, so guidance and insight, no matter where you are, is just a click or call away. I do full profile readings, which take about 60, 75 minutes, and we really go into depth about what might be blocking your energy and how you, with your power and strength, can move that energy so you're embracing joy in whatever area of your life has been temporarily halted. I also offer shorter 30-minute phone readings where we look at fewer cards, yet sometimes it's just what's needed to provide that guidance, clarity, and insight when you're facing a specific dilemma. All readings come with a summary of everything we talk about, photo of the final tarot card layout, and a recording of the entire session. You can book a reading directly on my site at elitetarot.com. And in addition to individual readings, I also do readings at events nationwide for corporate retreats, birthdays, bridal showers, wedding receptions, bachelorette parties, you name it. Well, enough about me. Let's get right to the calls. Why wait? So why don't we take our first call? And Stacy, welcome to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for calling. Is there anything you have a question about that I can pull cards on?
Well, I used to be at jobs for almost a decade, and the only jobs I've been getting were lasting weeks, not, I just want to know even if a stepping stone is coming in for employment, because I've been interviewing after interviewing, and I guess I don't have that much references because the jobs I've been a long time, I'm not there since 2014. So it's been, I don't want to look like I'm scared or I go from job to job, but I diligently look. And it's been time gaps between, and plus I'm not in my 20s anymore. So there's been a lot of competition. You know, I go to a job, they ask me if I'm bilingual. I'm not bilingual. And it's just that, there's just the companies, I don't know what they're looking for, but I've had longevity at jobs, and it's just not, I just want to know when I'll...
Well, Stacey, let's get you straightened out here. So first of all, I understand totally the desire to know when is this going to happen. And first of all, I can only imagine, I know myself, and when I've been through similar situations, it just kind of does a number on you. And then you start to question everything and doubt your own confidence. And so I feel for you. And I totally get that understanding of wanting to know, when is this going to happen? So I'm going to start your reading, but then we're going to take a break, and then we'll finish it up. So just to give you a little heads up, while the desire is to know when, if I gave you a date, let's say I had that ability, which is above my pay grade, I'm pointing up to the sky, and I gave you a date, you're going to be employed by X number date, then it still takes away from your ability to kind of say, where is my strength? Where is my power? So that you're not then dependent on me or anyone else's determination of where your future is going, but instead you're going from a place of strength. And in the process, then you're not sort of, well, wait a minute, I was told it was going to happen by this date. That's why sometimes predictions can kind of mess with free will, and that's why I don't do them. So the first card that came over was the Page of Cups. And in this card, you've got a guy, and he's holding a cup in his hand, and he's dipped this cup into the water, and the only thing that's coming out of this cup is a fish who's looking at the guy who's holding this cup saying, dude, I need more water. I can survive for a long time flopping around in a little bit of water, but I need more water to thrive. And you have been in survival mode, just waiting for this to kind of pass through, that it's like, I'm just going to take any job after job. And it's totally understandable, but it's been survival mode, which means that it's not really tapping into where you want to be going forward. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this card, and then we'll pull the rest of the two cards. But we're going to take a quick break. So hang on tight, Stacey, because we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to finish up reading for Stacey, and then Holly, hold on. We'll be getting to you. If you're interested in a reading, give us a call at 800-930-2819. You're listening to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, did you know why they call the foundation the foundation? It's called the foundation because it completely eliminates your foundation for what you thought your reality was and creates a whole new space where you can have an entirely new reality that is foundationless. So from my point of view, they should call it the unfoundation or the foundationlessness. Either way, there's a big new global rewrite happening again because these guys cannot stop changing. There should be like a Change Anonymous that Gary and Dane go to. And it's happening April 28th to May 1st. You can find out about it at accessconsciousness.com/global foundation. It's happening in Paris. Go to Paris or do it online or find a pod near you. These are all the options you have. And what else is possible?
Your happiness is your choice on Natural Peace Radio. Follow Sarah Van Ryswick as she addresses the power of emotions. Each month, Sarah covers different topics as she helps listeners activate their energetic spark and create powerful energy and amazing opportunities. Manifest your desires with Natural Peace Radio. For more information on Sarah and her work, visit naturalpeaceliving.com.
Tune into the wisdom of your soul for guidance on living a joyful life. On Soul Wisdom Radio, Wendy will provide inspiration to raise your vibration and connect with your higher self and guides. Learn how to balance your ego and to progress spiritually on Soul Wisdom Radio with Wendy Rose Williams. Visit wendyrosewilliams.com or Transformation Talk Radio to learn more about a healing session with Wendy and her events and publications.
Awareness is universal. Establishing a living awareness through meditation brings peaceful, healthy, and creative well-being into your everyday life. The practice of living awareness, Spirit Fire's own meditation practice, is built on this belief and is designed for every level of practitioner. Each year, Spirit Fire hosts living awareness meditation retreats that allow you to explore the practice in depth at our retreat center in beautiful Western Massachusetts. Introduce yourself to meditation and the practice at the Foundation's retreat. Attend, in silence, a silent meditation retreat focused on mindfulness, presence, and nature, or be engaged with the meditation sittings themselves at the Deepening Retreat. Start adding to your awareness and attend a meditation retreat designed to cultivate consciousness in your everyday life. For details on attending a Living Awareness meditation retreat, visit upcoming events at www.spiritfire.com.
Welcome back to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. I'm Eve, the MBA Psychic from Elite Tarot, talking energy, doing readings today. Today I'm doing a 3-card tarot card reading with the first card representing your current situation, second card representing something challenging or blocking you, and the third card representing advice. If you're interested in reading, give us a call at 800-930-2819. So right before the break, I started talking with Stacy. Stacy, are you still with me?
Yes.
Excellent. So Stacy's going through some challenges, definitely in terms of finding career, and particularly about finding a career where you feel that you fit in and is something stable. And so I pulled 3 cards while we were talking before the break, and we had just gotten into the first card representing the current situation, which is the Page of Cups. And as I said in this card, what this card talks about is that there is a disconnect between what you have and what you need to thrive, because you're so often when we're in survival mode that we then kind of get used to that being our core need is just to survive. And rather it's about asking yourself what you need to thrive. Now, beyond the job, because a lot of this is all about working with energy in sort of a counterintuitive way. Ideally, and obviously the end result is a career. But in the meantime, it's really about asking what you, with your power and strength, need in order to feel at your strongest. Because as you know, you can look at a person and without them saying a word, you can sense, is that person in a strong place? Is that person in a weak place? And that person didn't say one single word. And so by giving you what you need to thrive, that only is going to be organic to you, because we're all different and we all have different journeys, it puts out a different energy that can then be assessed and embraced by employers, anyone, love interests, whatever. And so how do we do this? Think about the things that you used to love to do when you were 8, when you were 10, you would be feeling strong and powerful. Can you think of what one of those things might be now?
Yes, I do have activities and hobbies that I do that I enjoy, but yeah.
But actually, this isn't now as an adult. When you were like 8, when you were 10 years old, what sort of things did you used to love to do? Whether it be playing with a dog, swinging on the swing set, watching TV. For me, going to Baskin Robbins. What was your thing?
I still do that. Yeah, the same thing. I still do that. I play with my pets. I have 2 cats. I love animals. And I always had an animal growing up.
Excellent. Make sure that you're not denying yourself that. And I know it seems like, well, yeah, but Eve, I'm looking for a job. It's like, I totally get it. But I'm just got to honor the energy that's coming forth in this card, which is saying that there's this feeling of just being in survival mode, which is true. But we got to get you to that place of feeling strong. So you're putting out that energy of feeling strong and honoring what you need to thrive and recognizing that just surviving taking that approach of survival is just not enough in order to get what you want back. Something challenging or blocking you is the 3 of Swords. Now, this is a card where you see a heart, and there are 3 swords inside it. And so this is a card talking about there's a feeling of you've kind of given away your power. And that's also represented in that Page of Cups as well, due to perhaps some heartbreak, some challenges. Definitely you have been through the ringer, and my heart goes out to you. I want you to know that is something, though, that you can do now while you're pursuing jobs, while you're going after what you need to thrive, but also what you need to survive, is asking yourself what you can release, because you're carrying with you still some of that pain trauma that's kind of physically as well as emotionally weighing you down. Does that make sense? Does that resonate?
Well, yeah. I mean, I go on how many interviews a week? And when you get there and you're kind of not called back or whatever, you're not given a chance.
I totally hear what you're saying. I'm actually talking about, again, I know that the job is our goal, but I'm really trying to kind of compartmentalize that way to.
Oh, well, yeah, my mom and brother haven't been supportive. They have the means, and they haven't been there for me at all.
So I want you to think about that. That is, you're carrying a backpack with the weight of that feeling of anger and resentment. And that weight weighs you down, and it can make it a little bit more challenging in terms of the energy that you're putting forth, as I talked about at the beginning, where you feel like you're just working twice as hard because you've got that wind kind of pushing back at you. What I would love for you to do is to release that with your own power and strength, just not for their benefit, because it has absolutely nothing to do with them, but it's for your benefit, so that you're not carrying that with you and unconsciously putting that forth in the job interview. And so what I would recommend you do is take a sheet of paper, write a letter to each of them, and express all your anger, all your resentment, all your sadness, all your hurt. Because all that you write down is stuff you're carrying with you. But then at the end, put, however, I choose to live my life with love and joy and strength. And so for all that, I release you and any claim you have on my life going forward. That is not forgiveness. That's a different matter. This is just for you and you alone to, in this 3 of Swords, to kind of pull those swords out so that the heart can heal and be stronger than ever before. As soon as you do that, then just sign your name, and then immediately, do not reread the letter, do not go to the bathroom, do not check it for spelling, immediately burn or shred the letter. Again, this has nothing to do with them. They shouldn't even know about it. It is just for your brain to ritualize that you are choosing to Take back your power and strength. Again, I understand that the end result is the job. I just focus on the energy that you're putting forth, which can lead to almost like a domino effect, that job. Because that's what that energy is that it is being picked up. The advice, just because we're coming up on another break, the advice is the 5 of Swords. And in this card, this is really about disengaging from a battle that has been going on for a long time. And what's interesting, it's almost like disengaging perhaps then from the mother and brother. It doesn't mean you can't love them, can't hang out with them, but from the fact that you're holding on to that pain and resentment. And again, this is just for your benefit and your benefit alone, and is only so that you are putting forth energy that can ultimately yield the result that you're wanting. I hope this has been super helpful for you. Please keep us updated. Honor what you need to thrive at your core level, and then use the power and strength while you're waiting for jobs to come through. Continue going after, job opportunities. All I'm talking about is releasing any kind of resentment that you're carrying with you, which is then just putting forth additional energy, which can make it that much harder to embrace the job out of just pure joy, passion, and strength. Again, I hope this has been helpful. Please keep us updated, Stacy.
Well, it just sounds very bad with the 3 of Swords and 5 of Swords. It just sounds like no job. It just sounds like I'll lose my house.
Stacy, this is not bad at all. This is about you regaining your power. This is not, because as I said, there's no bad card. I do not make predictions because that's above my pay grade. That's also messes with free will. All I focus on is your energy that you're putting forth, and that this what we do unconsciously. We all do this, and that 3 of Swords, that's something challenging or blocking you. So that's something current. And it is not a literal card in any way, shape, or form. It is really just talking about that this is the start of a chapter where you are saying, what is it that I need to thrive? What are my dreams? What are my goals? Where is my strength? And what can I release that no longer serves me? And by doing that, see how that may change the job situation. It's kind of like if you have a headache, but it's not really with the neck or your shoulders. It's actually something with your foot. Everything is interconnected. Again, there was nothing in this reading that was predictive, that was saying something is going to happen, is not going to happen, because that's just not what I do. This is more about you embracing your power and strength because you are doing it. You are going to be thriving, but it's all based on what you do. And there is nothing stopping you from embracing who you are at your core, and then leaving everything else up for then the universe to do its job. Please keep us updated, Stacy. You're doing it. I am not worried about you for a moment.
Yeah, but the 5 of Swords seems like a bad outcome.
It's not an outcome. It was an advice. It's not. I don't give outcomes. That was an advice. And so again, this is not an outcome. I don't do outcomes because that is all based on what you do. That 5 of Swords is that you take advice the advice of the 5 of Swords is releasing that which no longer serves you. And that's that resentment and the anger. It's all in your power. Again, I don't make predictions. I don't do advice. That's another person's thing, but you can, do it. Keep us updated. Give it a try. It's all kind of counterintuitive. I'm going to have to go to break, but thank you so much, Stacy. Keep us updated. Remember, you have power. You have strength. And this is all about moving forward from a place of strength. Thank you so much for calling. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I've got more readings to do. Please stay tuned. You're listening to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. We'll be right back.
plus live your purpose equals joy. That's the motto of Unstuck Joy with Vicki Todd. Vicki believes you were born with gifts that are meant to make the world brighter. Each show will feature an art visioning journal prompt to help you create your way to soul clarity. If you're ready to get unstuck and create more joy, this show is for you. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit VickiWorldArt.com.
The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
Welcome back to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. I'm Eve, the MBA psychic from Elite Tarot. If you'd like to learn more about me, book an intuitive coaching session over phone or Skype worldwide, or inquire about having readings at an event nationwide, please go to my website, www.elitetarot.com or mainstreammetaphysicsradio.com. Now, before I get to the next caller, I just wanted to just quickly kind of underscore something I said to Stacy in the last caller, is that I'm reading, I do not make predictions, because I believe that that takes away from what power and strength you're putting forth to the universe today. Also, and so that I don't have an outcome card. Instead, I have an advice card, and that's the framework that I put forth to that card. And if Stacy, if you're still listening, you might want to take a listen to the archive just to go through those cards again, just as a recognition that it's not a prediction, because with a prediction, then we lose our sense of what is in our power today. So just shuffling up those cards, and let's get to the next caller, Holly. Holly, welcome to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for calling. Is there anything you have a question about that I can pull cards on today?
Yes. I have been kind of in a relationship rocky road for a while, and was wondering kind of where I should direct my attention and energy going forward in my love life.
You got it. Do you have written down a list of your core non-negotiables of what you're needing in a relationship?
I have, but it's probably been maybe a couple of years since I've updated it.
I'll jump in coming in from the other side. You need to update that right away.
You
You absolutely need to update that right away. Move forward, girl.
I do.
And we're constantly changing. We're constantly evolving. It's like, I can be a creature of habit. I can eat the same thing every day for lunch for 6 months. And then it's like, you know what? I'm ready for something different. So take a look at your sheet of paper and go down the list. And first of all, seeing if there's anything that's on that list is no longer authentic to you. But then I want you to take each thing on your list step by step and tapping into that 8-year-old, 10-year-old Holly, because that person was saying, okay, the person has to be this, the person has to be this. It's that place of strength. There's no baggage. There's no feeling of just over the rigmaroles of life or anything. Tapping into that Holly, then go down the list one by one and say, what if the universe brought me the most perfect person, but this person did not have this? Would that be okay? And if the answer is yes, then cross that off your list, because since it's in there, it's what it's doing is it's tying the hands for the universe to be able to exceed those expectations. And also it means that then you're going to be kind of perhaps ruling out people who might not necessarily seem exactly how you imagine it, but as you see on your list, there's no red flag. It could actually lead to something even greater. So we want to take off of your list anything that is a want and not a need. But let's take a look and see what the cards say. So the first card that came up in terms of you right now is the 7 of Swords. Now, I call this card texting while walking, because you have a person who is doing two very distinctly different things, but at the same time. The person is walking away from the known, but is looking back at the known. And so that's why I call it texting while walking, because the person's walking forward, but is not really looking at where they're going. And so you are doing your actions are all great because you are actively moving forward. The only challenge is that your energy is going back to the known, which is understandable because the brain wants you to be in the known. That's why perhaps if a relationship hasn't been the most ideal, and yet we repeat that pattern over and over again, it's not that your brain hates you. It's just it's like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And the brain just wants you back in the known, because anything unknown is just equals unsafe. Your brain catches on later after it sees results, but there comes a time of just continuing to move forward, honoring your list of non-negotiables. And as I like to say, going through open doors, but honoring red flags, because you're not going to see those green lights, even though the brain is going to be saying, whoa, 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 whoa. And so one of the challenges with that 7 of Swords is that you're not fully honoring either position, because you're not honoring going forward with strength because you're looking back, but you're also not honoring the past fully because you're not giving it its full attention. What you may want to do, and sounds kind of crazy, is separate out in your brain by time. Like, so from 9 to 5, I'm only going to be looking at my list. I'm only going to be saying, okay, where can I go out to meet people? Who can, all these things. But then from 5 to 9, it's thinking back and releasing things that no longer serve you in the past, honoring, celebrating, blessing the experiences, because experiences have led you to who you are today. And it's that mixture of all the rocky road. It's the mixture of the nuts and the marshmallow. I'm trying to think of what's in a rocky road. And so you want to give that full attention too, just so that you're not kind of shortchanging either place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I can completely relate to that.
Excellent. Well, something challenging or blocking you is the King of Pentacles. And so two things just immediately kind of come to my mind, first of all, with this card. First of all, I love when clients pull Kings and Queens just because it talks about your strength. And yet sometimes when we are so strong and when things are a bit rocky and roady, then we tend to dilute our own strength instead of kind of looking for a person who can be a teammate and complement our strength, but not try to push down the strength or to push another person's strength down. And so as such a strong person, your challenge is not to dilute your strength, but rather recognize that, you want someone who is going to be your teammate. The other thing about this card is that this is a card where you see a king sitting on a throne, and there's just a lot of, what'd you say, schmutz around him. He's got this, he's got a lot. You can look it up online if you don't have a card. It's kind of like he's blending into the scenery and the landscape. He's just almost like a prisoner of his throne because there's just so much kind of crap all around him. The thing is that there's a lot of clutter going on right now in your life. And this can be tangible clutter. I mean, it could literally be the box in your closet that you know is there, but you haven't looked at in 10 years. But just even knowing it's there and not even knowing what's in there, but not wanting to delve into it is creating a weight. And it's kind of keeping you bound to whatever is left in that box. So it could be as simple as looking at what you can release and let go of. It could also be emotional clutter in the sense of going through that exercise that I did with Stacy in the last segment, in terms of if there's someone that you're holding on resentment or sadness to, is write a letter to that person, even though it has nothing to do with that person, but you're still writing that letter to the person. It's taking everything that you're carrying with you onto that sheet of paper, but at the bottom say, however, I choose to live my life with love and joy and strength. And so for all that, I release you. And then immediately burn or shred the letter, noting how your body physically feels instead of your brain, because your body will physically feel just a tinge lighter. And before I get to the advice card, I'm going to build up the suspense just because we got to take our last break. So Holly, hang on tight. We're going to take our last break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel.
TheAngelLady.net. 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 1-800-323-1790. 1-800-323-1790. Sue Storm. TheAngelLady.net.
Gain powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin and now co-host Jeremy Nudell. Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit andrewmartin.energy.
Learn about the heart and soul of justice. In Law and Disorder Radio, Megan Lyons will be raising the universal consciousness by empowering listeners with their own inner strength. Megan will show you how to find true healing and inner peace through the art and practice of self-love. From victim to victor. Tune in every first and third Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information about Megan Lyons, visit her website, enterthelightllc.com.
The Janice Underwood Show, helping you create the life you want, not the life you tolerate. Tune in each Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as Janice delves into the life creator system and the next step in your spiritual evolution. Janice Underwood is gifted at helping spiritually minded people shift their mindsets to unleash the creator within. Our souls wish to wake us up. Those of us listening hear the call. Do you? For more information, visit JaniceUnderwood.com.
Brand consultant Jen Morgan is here with Radically Distinct Radio to help you take control of your future and maximize your brand's power to produce results. Whether you're an individual trying to reinvent yourself and launch a new venture, or you're an executive trying to reposition your company to modernize your sales and marketing programs, Jen Morgan and the RAD Method empower you to play to your strengths and show up in the world as your most powerful brand. To learn more, go to jenmorgan.com. That's Jen with 2 N's Morgan.com, or call 206-972-5366.
Thrive is what we experience when our mind, body, and soul operate as one. When we thrive, we excel on all levels. Thrive is the mindset that matters. It is essential to our being. Have you ever found yourself looking for the instruction manual on how to thrive? You'll find everything you need to help you feel strong, powerful, and peaceful in your own body. So don't waste any more time. Visit thrivebyjen.com today.
It's a new day, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel.
Welcome back to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. I'm Eve, the MBA psychic from Elite Tarot, talking with Holly. Holly, are you still with me?
I sure am.
Excellent. So we are manifesting healthy love for you today. And so we were looking at the first two cards, first card being the Seven of Swords, where your energy, while your actions are great, your energy is kind of looking backwards, which is then kind of blocking movement, where it makes it very hard then to see gifts and opportunities from the universe if you're looking behind you. Something challenging or blocking you is the King of Pentacles, talking about your strength, but also talking about that there's just some clutter of some sort, which then kind of keeps you kind of static, which then makes it just a little bit that much more harder for you. And I have been like, all during the break, I'm wondering, like, what is this third card? Because I haven't seen it myself. So we're going to see it together. But does everything make sense so far?
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is all, yeah. Please go on. I'm interested to know.
Me too. Well, fascinating card, because the advice card is the exact same advice card as our last caller, the Five of Swords. So, swords are all about taking action. And in this card, you see there are actually three individuals, but there's really just one. And so in here, you see two individuals who have kind of had this ongoing battle, and they've put down their swords and they've walked towards the water area, and they're kind of feeling a little bittersweet. Now, that's all you, left brain, right brain, yin and yang, masculine, feminine. And so as an advice, this is about kind of disengaging and choosing to disengage from holding on to some sort of battle just because it's the known, and waiting for all of a sudden for a penny to turn into a dime magically sitting on the stairs. And so it's really about recognizing that as you disengage, it's not necessarily going to feel good, just because the brain's been involved back and forth in that. Why else do people kind of go back to challenging kind of situations? It's not that, intellectually we know that it's not something that's fulfilling us, but yet our brain just can't understand the outcome, because when we venture out, we're not getting that instant gratification, that instant result. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to start going to the gym. Why tomorrow have I not lost 100 pounds overnight? And so when we don't get that instant gratification, it's not saying that going to the gym was bad. It's just that it's going to take some time of just going through actions forward, as honoring your core non-negotiables, going through those open doors, continuing going forward with action until your brain can finally see those results, and then recognize that you're making your actions were not in vain. It's just that it's a process, and then unfortunately things happen on universe time, which is different from human time sometimes. One of the key things I definitely encourage you to keep in mind is make sure that words such as hoping, wanting, thinking, trying, feeling are completely taken out of your vocabulary, because those words keep you engaged in this kind of lack of movement forward, or feeling like you're making any movement forward. And that those are deliberate words by your unconscious brain to sabotage your movement, again, just to protect yourself, because anything unknown equals unsafe. Rather, bless and thank that energy, because again, it's just trying to do its job. It's just trying to do its job. I just did it. I owe myself $1. It's just doing its job. But instead, kind of say, I take that back. And I'm not trying to bring joyful love into my life. I'm looking forward to having joyful love come into my life. I'm open. And so the more you say those words, the more they create a physical and emotional weight that then works with you instead of against you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think that really resonates with how I've been operating. So, I mean, all those words are definitely, I use those daily. So,
yeah, and make sure there's no jokes, because we tend to joke. Oh my God, I'm going to be the person 99 before I meet someone. Again, recognize that is a deliberate attempt of the brain to sabotage movement, because it's so much easier to say that than to say the opposite. Do you want to get married?
I'd like to be in a committed monogamous relationship.
All right. Well, then
I don't know if married is the right word.
Okay, that's fine. Then let me ask you this question. Holly, do you believe that you're going to be in a committed monogamous relationship with a person who worships the ground you walk on, and it's going to be joyful and just full teammates in life and love? Do you believe that will happen?
I probably don't really
All right, stop right
half-heartedly.
here.
Half-heartedly.
Stop right there. Note the words, because then from the universe perspective, well, if Holly doesn't believe it, what's the point of presenting someone forward? So since you said those words, I want you to take them back. I'm going to ask you that question again, only this time, all I want you to say is yes, despite whatever your brain is saying. And I'll tell you why afterwards. Do you believe that, Holly, that you're going to be in a committed monogamous relationship with someone who worships the ground you walk on, and it's going to be joyful and love and everything? Do you believe that will happen?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm old, so my ears are not the greatest. What did you say?
Yes, definitely.
So I believe it as well. I want you to know, did your body, not your brain, because your brain probably was freaking out, but did your body feel just the teensy bit lighter by saying it that way?
Yeah, I can feel a little bit of a shift.
It feels suddenly possible. And that's what the value of those words are. So you are well underway. Please keep us updated. I hope this has been helpful.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your advice.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's happening, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. I thought I'd test you there. It's like a snowball. The hardest part's getting it started, but then the momentum and takes over, and it becomes easier as you go. Please keep us updated, and thank you so much for calling.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care. Oh gosh, what a great hour of the show. I want to thank everyone for tuning into our readings show today on Mainstream Metaphysics Radio. Thank you, Benny, for running the show, and thank you one and all for tuning in. It is such a blessing for me to be able to do this show each week, and I look forward to next week's show where, yet again, I will be doing readings all hour. So please join me every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. With peace and love and gratitude, see you back here next time.
You've been listening to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio with your host, Eve. Join us Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com to harness the power of the universe for optimal success and happiness as Eve continues to take metaphysics mainstream. Until then, learn more about Eve and Elite Tarot at EliteTarot.com. That's EliteTarot.com. See you next week.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.